नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। Myself, JVN Dr. Astha Sikarwar, Assistant Professor, Department of Organ of Medicine, Faculty of Homeopathic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. Today's topic is from psychology is intelligence. Intelligence is an important aspect of personality. The widely accepted definition is that it is the ability to see meaningful relationships between things. According to Spencer, intelligence is the capacity of organizing to adjust itself to the complex environment. Galton, intelligence is the capacity to meet a novel situation. David Welcher, intelligence is the general capacity of the organism to act purposely, to think rationally, and to deal effectively with the environment. Psychologists believe that intelligence results from an interplay between heredity and environmental factors. Some emphasize on genetic factors as having major significance while others emphasize environmental factors. There is considerable relationship between a person's degree of intelligence and range of activities, the level of achievement and the depth of understanding possible to him. As psychologists observe the differences between animals and human beings and the differences between organisms of the same species, they were impressed by the fact that there are variations in the cause and adequacy with which adjustments to new situations occur. It was out of such observations arose theories of intelligence, factor theories, process oriented theories. Factor theories studied the organization of mental ability and their primary interest is in identifying the factor or factors which constitute intelligence. Second group focused not on the parts of the intellect but on the process involved in the intellect activity, that is, the process involved in solving problems or planning how to remember something. Factor theory. It is based on statistical technique known as factor analysis. The technique is a way of identifying groups of abilities or behaviors or traits that are related to one another. It is usually applied to several specific subsets, each designed to measure one specific cognitive ability. For example, remembering a series of numbers called out by the tester, arranging pictures in an order that tells a coherent story. Demerit. Different method of factor analysis can yield different factors and is hard to judge which factor are best, and the basic problem is that what comes out of factor analysis depend upon what psychologists put into it. Factor analysis can help us to form coherent groups of subtests, but it cannot tell us what subsets are to include in the first place. G factor theory. Earliest and most influential factor theory, which was put forward by Charles Spearman in 1927, he proposed that a broad general intelligence G factor lay beneath the surface. Using an early version of factor analysis, Spearman found what he believed to be a single common factor G shared by various tests. Each individual intellectual task taps both general intelligence or G or ability as specific to particular task. For example, arithmetic test tap both G and specific mathematical ability. Multi-factor theory. It was proposed by L. Thurston. He began with a set of 56 tests from the patterns of correlation, and among these he identified factors which he called primary mental abilities. They included verbal comprehension, ability to reason from verbal concepts, word fluency, facility of expression, ability to use appropriate words, perceptual speed, flexibility and quickness of thought, memory, ability to retain words and ideas, numerical ability, familiarity with elementary arithmetic, Septual ability, ability to perceive objects, reasoning, induction ability to discover principles, deduction ability to use those principles to solve concrete problems. It is still widely used. Another multi-factor theory was put forward by J.P. Guilford known as three-dimensional theory, which resulted in cubical model. Q provides 120 factors, 5 kinds of operations, evaluation, convergent production, divergent production, memory, cognition. 6 kinds of products, units, classes, relations, systems, transformations, implication. 4 kinds of contents, figural, symbolic, semantic, behavior. His concepts also include what he calls divergent thinking, which is closely related to creative or original problem solving as opposed to convergent thinking, which is involved in solving problems with a single hierarchy theory. Elements of the G factor and multi-factor theory combine to form a hierarchical theory. Here, intelligence is pictured as a sort of pyramid. At the top is G, general intelligence, which show up in virtually all kinds of intellectual activity. Middle layer layers the primary mental abilities of thrust one, which is moderate in number. At the bottom, there are large number of specific abilities similar to Spearman S factor, which is considered as the most reasonable of all theories. Process-oriented theories. Their approach is to focus on intellectual process, the patterns of thinking that people use when they reason and solve problems. They often speak of cognition and cognitive processes rather than intelligence. They are often more interested in how people go about in solving problems and figuring out answers than in how many right answers people get. Pigot's theory by Jan Piaget. In his view, intelligence is an adaptive process that involves interplay of biological maturation and interaction between environment. He views intellectual development as an evolution of cognitive process such as understanding the laws of nature, the principles of grammar and mathematical rules. Brunner's theory. According to Joram Brunner, babies have highly action-oriented form of intelligence. They know an object only to the extent that can act on it. Older children and adolescents know things internally and symbolically. They are able to devise internal symbols and representations. Information process theories. These theories break intelligence into various basic skills. For example, maybe a simple ability to distinguish between two tones or as complex as the ability to plan how to remember a long list of names. Robert Sternberg distinguished between informations processing components and meta components. Components are the steps one go through to solve a problem. Meta components are the kinds of knowledge one has about how to solve the problem. Group differences in intelligence. Sex difference, the overall IQ of males and females at any age are virtually the same. Girls and women generally do better on tasks that calls for verbal expressions and fluency, whereas boys and men surpass females on spatial, numerical, and many mechanical tasks. Home environment. Obviously, the intellectual environment of the children of professional parents is quite different from that of unskilled workers' children. Children with increasing scores had mothers who were involved with them and provide appropriate play materials, and those with decreasing scores tended to live in homes where material things and daily events were disorganized. Racial difference. The differences within each racial group are far greater than are the differences between groups. Intelligent tests. Tests of ability are known as tests of intelligence or tests of aptitude. Intelligence is often used to refer to overall capacity for learning and problem solving. Aptitude refers to the ability to learn a particular kind of skill required in a specific situation. Ability testing focus on the question of what people can do when they are at their very best. In other words, ability tests are designed to measure capacity or potential rather than actual achievement. Classification: group test, individual test, paper and pencil test, oral test, verbal and non-verbal, perceptual test, performance test. If large number of subjects are to be tested, it would be more convenient to test them in large group to save time and troubles. All must start at one time and finish at the same time, just as in an examination. Here the time factor is constant. This is called as group test. Individual tests, on the other hand, need not necessarily depend on a constant time factor. Time tests can also be used for individuals. Among the most important of the intelligence tests are the Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale and three tests developed by David Wechsler for three different age groups. Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale. The first test of intelligence was devised by Binet and Simon in 1896. They developed the concept of mental age, that is, a child who could do the 5-year test but who could not go on the 6-year level was credited with mental age of 5 years. The concept of mental age indicated the level of intelligence achieved, but it gave no indications of the brightness or dullness of the individual concerned. In 1916, Lewis Terman revised these tests, defining intelligence as the capacity to use abstract ideas for solving problems. Intelligent quotient. This is an improvement over the concept of mental age. This was proposed by William Stern in 1912. It is obtained by dividing the mental age by chronological age and multiplying by 100. When the mental age is the same as the chronological age, the IQ is 100 and the higher IQ is more brilliant the children. Levels of intelligence. The correct interpretation is that the IQ is the measurement of the quality and the potential of intelligence. The problem with IQ is that it doesn't increase in a rapid orderly fashion after the middle teens. The concept of mental age is adult in adults is meaningless. Basic contraction of IQ test should include standardization, involves providing identical conditions for all candidates, comfortable surrounding, quietness, freedom from distraction, and equivalent measurement tests. Reliability means consistency of the test, same result must be obtained on retest. Validity, it is the extent to which the test measure what is designed to be measured. Wechsler test. David Wechsler developed a family of tests for people at various age levels. The tests include Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, Wechsler Preschool and Primary Scale of Intelligence, Wechsler's Intelligence Scale for Children. These are all individual tests made up of a variety of tasks. They don't have separate labels for each different. Instead, all the tasks of a single kind are grouped together in a subtest. These tests are often helpful in testing people with limited verbal skills, foreign backgrounds, or poor education, provided they can understand the instructions. Such individuals frequently do better on performance tests than on verbal tests. Wechsler's devised the deviation IQ, which is now in general use with well standardized intelligence tests. To explain the deviation IQ, first we should know about standard deviation. A large standard deviation indicates that a number of the scores deviate quite a bit from the average. A small standard deviation means there is less variability. Scores expressed in terms of standard deviation units are called standard scores. Standard scores. Application of testing educational field to detect mental subnormality, differential diagnosis in psychiatric cases, vocational guidance, occupational selection, classification of mental subnormality, detection and intellectual classification of superiors. This is all about intelligence. This session powered by digital version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention it in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.